Thanks for staying up late and welcome to New Mexico Football Friday. We have the high school football experience for the next half hour.
Game of the week,
Yeah, we will see how the Rams downtown do with Josh Foley against a very tough Cleveland Storm in tonight's game of the week. Jarrett will have all the details on that later, but first, on the show, Espanola Valley finishing up their district play. Spirit Stick, well, you know that happens every week. And speaking of week, it just happens to be rivalry week, and we go to the biggest one of them all. 52nd meeting in 50 years between Las Cruces and Mayfield. Almost 20,000 in the stands, and Cruces strikes first. Cameron Miller, 13 yards, and Cameron seeing nothing but the end zone. He's in for the score, 6-0 Cruces. Back come Mayfield, and that man, Joe Ray Valencia, to Ethan Alvarado, and look at him straight up weave his way through the defense. 46 yards to the dirt, 7-6 Mayfield. Second quarter we go now, and Isaac Vance will not tolerate your insolence. 69-yard run. Isaac gone, head back, knees up, 21-6 Mayfield. But Cameron Miller, he's not having any of that. He's going to trim the lead down. Cameron getting into the end zone, and Cruces hanging around. But back to Mayfield and Joe Ray Valencia. A touchdown run this time, and Mayfield goes on to win this game, 56-27. All right, District 1, two teams hoping to grab that elusive first district win. Cibola and Santa Fe. Gannon Chavez standing tall, taking the hit to deliver the strike downfield. And then 2 plays later, Cibola takes advantage of the short field, carving through the Santa Fe defense like they weren't there, taking a 3-score lead. Santa Fe is coming out with an unbalanced line and trying to get the D going one way while running the other, and almost works until Alex Abeda puts the ball on the turf. And that man running into your living room, that's Zach Mars with the defensive touchdown. Cibola starting to pull away, trailing and forced to throw this time. Santa Fe season, and their timing is off. The play just unsuccessful. The Cougars would go on to win it 52-2 after 3 quarters. This one stopped because of the mercy rule, finishing with the record of 6-4. On to the high school scoreboard we go. Bloomfield better than Kirtland. Mesilla Valley knocked off by Capitan. Belen taking care of business against Chaparral. And Dexter all over Loving, 65-26. Time for the game of the week, and that means Jared Chester is in the house with all that went down. Jared.
Thanks, Van. And yep, it was a battle not only for the best of the City of Vision, but also a battle for the best in the Powerhouse District 1 Class 6A. The undefeated Cleveland Storm took on a Rio Rancho team that does have 2 losses on their record, but are undefeated on that district side. It was a packed house at Rio Rancho High. With that said, let's get to the coach's keys to the game.
It's been one of our goals from the very beginning. We're right where we want to be. This is not an unexpected situation for us, and we're excited for the opportunity.
You know, they're athletic all across the board, and we just got to play our game and play the best we can and try to neutralize them for 4 quarters. We've been in big games before, you know, so have they. I don't think there's any nerves. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm.
How great Cleveland is. Tired of it. Unbeatable. I keep hearing. No, this is our house. Day by day. Day by day. We get better.
Yep, the Rams came out pumped tonight, but either of these teams lacked intensity at the start of this one as the Storm would come out punching. Ryan Anderson gets the handoff, and he has some running room as Mr. Anderson shows he's not an agent, but the one going 51 yards for the game-opening touchdown, making it 7-0 after the PAT. Cleveland fans saying this is our town, as later in the first, Gabe Ortega, deep in his own territory, shoots the cannon. He got a man wide open, Aaron Steele, and Steele is the real deal as he turns on the Jets. He almost goes in for goal, but he finally would get brought down inside the 15. Huge gain for Cleveland, though. The Rams defense would force a 4th and short, and the Storm would fake the field goal and score off the 5-yard TD run from Landry Hayes, jumping out for a 14-0 lead. Second quarter action now, the Storm tack on 8 more, making it 22-0, but the Rams show some life right before the half. Dakota Carrasco makes a huge interception. That had these Rams fans on their hotlight bling like Drake. Love it, as their ensuing drive would end in 6 off the Nick Little grab, but they wouldn't be able to contain this Storm offense for the rest of the game. As Cleveland stays undefeated and remains the best in Class 6A, 44-14 was the final.
Offensively, we're moving the ball the way we want to. Had some untimely penalties. Should have had a couple more. We'll be all right.
Yep, the Storm remain undefeated, definitely securing the top spot in the state tournament. This team will be tough to take down for sure. Van, back to you.
Yeah, speaking of them, Cleveland's 6'6", 265-pound lineman Henry Haddis was named to the Semper Fidelis All-American game last month. Now, earlier this week, he received his jersey for the game. Bowl organizers taking jerseys to team members as part of a tour. The presentation impressed Haddis. He didn't know what to expect. Now, the Stanford-bound Haddis is the only New Mexico player chosen for the game.
It's amazing. I mean, looking at all the effort that's been put into this, I'm very blessed and honored to have the Marines and Semper Fi honor me with this. So, I mean, it's a very humbling experience.
I think Cleveland does a lot of good things to get a lot of special recognition, but this is something that individuals doing to bring attention. It's positive attention, and we enjoy that as a school, as a football program, and we're just really happy for Henry right now.
All right, one more look at his 11-inch hands. We showed them all week. The game is January 3rd of 2016 at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. High school football, getting back to the action of the scores. Eunice better than Texaco. Gallup roughed up by Farmington. Look at Socorro going down to Hot Springs, and Estancia, Big Red, just keeps rolling in the last week of the regular season. District 2 6A, Sandia only one district loss and trying to keep it that way against Williams Highland. Both offenses come out to the field, and both of them would be sputtering early. Wide receiver screens, usually a big play here. The defense forcing the fumble, jumping on the ball. Now, after forcing a fumble, Sandia with the ball, and they are throwing the game away. Nope. Literally, look at that. Go find them. Paul, yep, that's an interception for Highland, unfortunately. Hornet offense wasn't able to move the ball, coming up empty again after going for it on fourth down. And then it would be the Matador. Sandia's finally starting to get some traction. The backup quarterback in the game, Carter Phillips, calls his own number, runs by defenders to put the Matadors on the board first. Sandia claiming the lead and never looking back. They win the game. 33-7 is the final. How about that Carlsbad Clovis score? Leon Williams Stadium worked on getting some highlights. We didn't get those, but we got the score. Clovis getting the victory 21-14. Staying in District 4 6A, Hobbs Eagles hosting the Alabuerto Tigers, and that's Jeremy Padilla crossing the end zone. Those highlights courtesy Todd Bailey down there at Hobbs News. Hobbs goes on to win this game 42-28 is the final. We need to take a break. More Football Friday is on the way. UFO City stirs up a crosstown clash, and rivals share the field in Titletown.
Wide in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Isaiah. He's turning around the right side. He's going to try to make one man.